general.
So that's Edgy Creations. Okay, now it's me. Hopefully I'm not jumping in front of anybody connected here. I want to show Visual Lead. And Visual Lead is web-based, and I know Jody had mentioned QR codes, but I'm a person that I like color, or I like pictures. And this site will let you put pictures behind your QR codes so they don't have to end up being just black and white. So this site, don't freak out here because it says that it's paid, but there's a free. It's free. So you can do the free, you don't have to pay. So to make them, you just go up here to create. You're going to type in the URL. And then you're going to hit next. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to upload your own file? Do you want to choose one of these mini symbols below? It's got several down there already. Or I'm going to upload my own, so I'm going to choose existing. I went out and got an eagle earlier, so it's going to upload that. And then it's going to ask me, do I want a gold overlay or do I want a silver overlay? And you've got to position this where you want it. And sometimes your picture's a little bit bigger than the actual QR code part. I usually generate silver. And then from there, you're going to go next. And then this is where the paid version comes in. So the first column is the free. So you can download that. The only difference between the free and the paid ones, the pictures are a lot clearer. But the free ones, the pictures are just fine. So I wouldn't worry about paying free. And then you can just... Is someone still going? Does someone have your airplay on? Okay, I lost my picture. But anyway, you can just download the free one. And then I wanted to show you, there is another site, and I'll just tell you what the address is. It's www.classtools.net/QR code, and it's also, I'll have it put on that symbol or I'll send it out to everybody. But basically, it is a QR treasure hunt code generator. So you don't have to create, there it is, you don't have to create one code at a time. You can go in, you can get started, and then you're going to put the title of your quiz, and then down below in that second part, you're going to put multiple questions and the answers with it. So you don't have to make a QR code for every question separately. You just list all your questions there, you list all your answers behind it with an asterisk in between it, and then you hit Generate QR Code Challenge, and it's going to print out, each question will have its own QR code page, and then you can just hang those up around anywhere, and then the answers are all printed on one answer sheet. It's an awesome site. And if you need some ideas with how to use QR codes in the classroom, if you'll go to technologyintertwined.weebly.com QR codes, I've got tons of ideas, ways that you can use QR codes, some additional links about QR codes. One way the art department up here at the high school, or at the 1112 campus I should say, is using QR codes is they have created a QR code museum. And so those QR codes are posted outside the art department, and anybody can go by, scan one of their QR codes, and it's going to take them to a piece of artwork that a Joplin High School student has created. And then we're taking that a step farther, and next year these QR codes are going to hopefully, we're waiting for the last okay, will be placed at various restaurants around the city, so that way anybody can scan a QR code and see artwork from Joplin High School students. So.
And just to give her a plug, Shelley is an internationally recognized QR code genius, so if
you have any questions about how to implement QR codes in your classroom, she's the queen.
Which one? It's technology intertwined. I'm trying to make it larger for you. .weebly.com, and then over underneath more, that's where you'll find QR codes. Oh, the class tools, it is www.classtools.net/QR/create. If you just do classroomtools.net/QR, you'll find it. Okay, that's it.
All right, I'm doing SoundCloud, and if you haven't heard of SoundCloud, I'm going to say, where are you? Anyway, kids love their kids. A lot of our drop-in kids are even on SoundCloud that are doing music and different things like that. But it's actually just a medium to get information out. But the other thing is I record a lot on my phone. I take a lot of video, a lot of pictures, a lot of that type of stuff, and it eats up a lot of space. And so if you were here today and you wanted to make a recording of this, you could actually record it, a section of it, a portion of it, upload it to SoundCloud, that type of thing. I wanted to say this earlier and I had forgotten, but to me it makes sense to have multiple platform apps. And what I mean by that is something that's a website, it's something that's an iPad app, it's something that's an iPhone app. And the reason for that is we've had kids at the high school that have lost their computers, damaged their computers, whatever, and still completed courses on a mobile device. All right? Also, you may have issues where a lot of our kids don't go, they go home and they don't have a computer at home. The only computer in their home is the one that we've provided for them. So if they lose that for whatever reason or it's broken, how do they complete work or what do they do? Many of them don't have internet service at home. But if you have these multiple platform apps, we've had students go home and complete the work on the iPhone because most parents or someone in the family will have a smartphone with 4G capability or network status. So sometimes these things that go across different platforms, they can still get the work or the information done, and it's a tool to them. So I thought since last time I did it on my iPad and did AirPlay, I'd show you how you can do it from a mobile phone. The other reason was this was blocked by the school filters. All right, so here's a quick rundown of SoundCloud.
Hey everybody, my name is Michelle and I'm here to show you 3 minutes of SoundCloud. What do we do at SoundCloud? We move music. For you, this means no more trouble receiving, sending, or distributing music via the web. Let me show you in 3 steps. This isn't much fun. And this is frustrating. We've created a kick-ass music inbox where you can scan through all your new incoming tracks before downloading a theme. Check out live updates from people you work with, see what incoming tracks people are talking about, or just play the whole thing like one big personal playlist. You can embed a Dropbox anywhere and receive music through any site you want. For example, on MySpace and Facebook. We've made it really easy to send any audio file you want to anybody, really fast. Send directly to an email address, or quickly select people from your network. Check stats on who have accessed the track, who's listened, who's downloaded, and handy things like that. And for the person you send the track to, this looks a bit nicer than this. Give your release tracks a home in the cloud. Each track or set gets a page of its own with a nice clean web address. And you've got full control over what people can see and do with your music. We've got one of the coolest widgets available. Customize it in 2 seconds and put it anywhere you want on the web. Oh, by the way, there are no limits to file sizes. Thanks for taking the time to check out SoundCloud.
All right, so that's a quick overview. The way I've seen kids use this a lot, is they can go out and find free music too, or copyright-free music as well on SoundCloud. Because there's a lot of those starting artists that want to get it found, and so kids will go out there and search for information that they want to put behind an iMovie or whatever, that type of thing. So the kids know it. They understand how to use it. I just felt like it was something that educators need to know and understand because the kids are there and they're using it.
In fact, we have a Joplin High School student who just graduated this year. His name is Gabe Fast, for those of you that might know Gabe. He writes original music, and so I've pulled up his.
Gabe does a lot of remixes, but he also has some of his original music on this. So you can find his name on SoundCloud is The Crazy Dude, D-O-O, together, if you want to look him up.
I'm just trying to find one where he actually sings. Just a sample. So we have kids that are out there doing these things, and it's really cool.
Okay, the next couple that I'm going to cover are, they are kind of collecting, a way to collect information on the internet as a way for research to be collected, or for students to go through and find creative elements, things that will kind of pique their creativity. Something that educators have a hard time with is students keeping up with current events, or even with the profession that they are interested in going into. Maybe kind of keeping up with trends that are happening. For example, there's a lot of students that are interested in web design or game design or whatever it may be, but at the same time, they don't know where to go to find out more information about it. Not just information about being one, but actually getting like professional journals and stuff, but even journals that are at their level. A great app is Zite. Pull it up real quick. A great app for them to use is an app called Zite, Z-I-T-E, and basically it goes through the setup process that you go through in building the Zite. It takes you through a bunch of steps to kind of gauge your interest in various subjects. And so, you go through, you got a list of topics that you're interested in, and then they just go through and select them all. And once you're done with that, you can continue on. And then you actually create a Zite account. And eventually, you will come to a screen that kind of aggregates a bunch of news stories and things that are pulled from the internet that match those particular topics. So it's kind of like Google News, but very, very personalized and in a very user-friendly type of an interface. So students can pick the topics that they're interested in, topics that may pique their curiosity and creativity in certain subjects, and read those regularly. I know at FTC, where I was officed this last year, there were students that they needed to keep up with professional journals, specifically like culinary arts, HVAC, engineering, stuff like that. And so they were able to do it through Zite, but it's not limited to those kind of higher level types of sources. It can also be reading sources that are friendly to your level of students, the comprehension level of your students too. So that's Zite, Z-I-T-E.
Okay, what I'm going to share with you is a tool that I discovered this year. Well, actually it was shared with us by Kuglin, and then Jeff Brown at Joplin High School took it and ran with it. It is a fabulous, fabulous tool to use for your kids when they have to present. It's called Novio, and I made a little video to introduce you to it, and it's actually, I made it on Novio, so you'll kind of see what the end product looks like. And I look really old on camera.
I'm here today to show you how to use Novio. I'm using Novio. Novio is good on your computers. It helps you create projects and then narrate them and put that into a package that can then be shared. It can be shared with a link. It can be shared by embedding it onto a web page, which is nice and useful for looking at your classroom. Or it can be used to send out to social media, Twitter, Facebook, that type of thing. Novio is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and that's just what the website says. It is novio.com, K-N-O-V-I-O. You upload your slides or project. You can use PowerPoint, or you can use projects made in Google. And once they're uploaded, I would check through them, because the first time I made this, I had a typo and didn't realize it. So this is my time 2, 3, or 4, I don't remember. The beauty of Novio is you do get a chance to record and re-record the narration if you mess up. This is especially comforting to kids who are shy, who struggle with speech issues. And sometimes I wish I'd had this in my classroom when I taught at-risk kids. Those kids that just refused to get up and present, and that way they still could have completed the assignment. You get a screen that is easy to work with. You see your slide. You then have a button that tells you to advance your slide. And so you advance your slide as you continue to narrate. Then the students can send their presentation. It's pretty easy. Log on to novio.com. Your kids will need to create an account and use their school email. I would advise them to not use a lot of personal information because this is shared on the cloud. They upload their presentation. They get to see all their slides in the bottom. That way they know what's coming. They get to see their major slide that they're currently working with, and they get to see what they look like on the camera. As they run their presentation, they just use their camera's computer and then they create the project. Again, the project can be shared in multiple ways. Once you have an account, it saves all the presentations that you've created. So I have this to go back to. For those of you teachers that are thinking about doing something with a flipped classroom model, it's great because you can go over 3 or 4 slides of terminology or vocabulary, do the narration, you then have the presentation, you can send it in a link to your kids via email. You could embed it on your classroom website. All of them awesome tools to use and very comforting to kids. I had a teacher at the high school this year use it. He worked with very at-risk students. A lot of them liked this. They would complete the project in a presentation. You even migrated them to actually giving them presentations. So that is Novio for you today. Bye.
Like I said, Jeff Brown had a lot of his kids using this. Those are, you always have those at-risk kids that desperately need that grade and will do anything but present it. And this gives them a tool to present that's less threatening. Some of Jeff's then progressed to actually live presentations. When Justin and I shared this out with some teachers, some of them asked, oh, so you would take points off because it's not really live. Really? Because you know what? Most colleges now offer public speaking on online classes, and they're doing just this. So not everybody will have to get up and publicly speak for their careers. So we said, no, you would not take points off because they still have completed the project. It's an awesome, awesome tool, K-N-O-V-I-O. It's web-based. It is not something you can use on your iPads, but it is just that easy.
All right. Most of you know and have used called Prezi. Am I saying that right? I'm kidding. Okay, so look, if you've used Prezi or seen Prezis, you're like, wow, that's kind of wild and out there if you're used to linear presentation mode. So I've kind of made a presentation just to model what this could do, and I would say that at this point the app, again, is not as good as building it on the website, but you do have an app, you have editing abilities, and you can build Prezis on the iPads, and students can do that. You're limited in terms of what all you can do in the editing features. But definitely in terms of a presentation tool for the teacher, I definitely see this as being something you'd want to use your iPad for, because that mirroring of the screen, and you can be mobile with your presentation. So we're going to go inside Crawford's brain real quick, because his is a lot like Prezi. So inside Crawford's brain meets squirrel. Oh, I skipped something. Wow. Well, let me find the prompt. There's where it should have started. If I didn't have my path created correctly. All right, and then, of course. And there you have it. That's a quick tour of his brain. Doesn't that look like it? All right, next.
Really? No, hello? Okay, I'm going to show you subtext. Yes, please. Roll the video. And while they're getting the video, I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Subtext will be perfect for the reading teacher's classroom. It's a way to choose a book from the books that they have, or you can upload free ebooks online. You can upload documents, e-docs. You can change a document into an EPUB and store it in your library. And when you're in that system, you have a library that you have built with books that you recommend for the students. You add classes to your class, I guess, I don't know what you call it. And then you assign everybody a number to get into your class. And so they can see the book that they're doing a book study over all together. You can create quizzes. You can leave notes on pages for the students. They can leave notes beside what they're reading. They can leave comments. You can poll the class on an issue within the book, and it will show you a graph. This summer, I created an account for this summer because I joined the teacher book club, and there's 3 books that they're doing this summer. The first one is Practice Perfect, 42 Rules for Getting Better at Getting Better, and it's by the same author that South Middle School did, Teach Like a Champion. The second book is called The Book Whisperer, and it's all about building better readers by Donalyn Miller. And the third teacher book for this summer's reading list is Why Don't Students Like School? And it also has webinars that you can sign on to.
So, is it ready? Okay.
And now there's a way I can talk with my students right in the pages of digital books. It's called subtext, and it allows the whole class to be in a book together.
We exchange ideas, ask questions, and share web links.
I can leave a note from home and start getting responses before school starts the next day.
It's amazing to see my students learn from each other. And I'm getting a whole new level of insight into how they read. I watch the class's progress and interact directly with students who need extra help.
Her notes make me think about what I'm reading, and I love her polls at the end of each chapter. It's cool to see what the rest of the class thinks.
I don't always feel comfortable speaking up in class, so instead I leave notes and ask questions in subtext. I can really take my time and get my point across.
I can add assignments and quizzes right into the pages of books. It's as easy as posting to Facebook. And I use the notes and questions left by my class to kick off group discussions.
Subtext helps us get more into books.
And helps me make sure you get more out of them.
So you can see how much it does, and it's a free app. Now, some of the books you do have to pay for, but they have a lot of free books also.